Magenta. Oh,
That guy? He works with Good Sauce?
no.
And then, you know,
She works with Magenta.
I don't, she was never and so I was told that she was probably not good to board her. You know, and I haven't always, you know, either taken someplace or not interested in other cats. But basically, always freak out, so I just leave her.
Beginning of the year.
Yeah, so in that way, it's beautiful. I think she's
don't want everyone to miss
mistake I make all that choice So
there's a website where you can buy metal. Talk to him. There's a website where you can buy metal business cards for it's like $500.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for the New York eCommerce Meetup. I am excited to be presenting tonight our panel of marketing experts and also David Markovich, who will be moderating the discussion tonight. To start off, we're going to do a quick roundtable introduction of everybody. Give your name, if you're here with a particular company, anything you're looking for in particular. If not, just say, you know,
or something cool you built,
Yeah.
like for me, like a development side of things.
or a fun fact, whatever.
Fun fact.
All right.
That's what I just keep it like under like 20 seconds.
So basically just your name. Kidding. So we will start with Aaron, since he looks so eager. And we'll just keep going around, okay?
I sell hot sauce and barbecue sauces and rubs online at hotsauceboolies.com. Put taco wing, you see 20% on hamburger or something.
You should put that on the meetup page so I can go ahead and buy
It's
it.
like a special cute.
Alright, I'll do
Big
it.
hot sauce guy.
Yeah, I think.
Actually, I have a picture. I shaved my head here and I had the sides grow and I grew a mustache. So I might not look the same in the picture that was there.
Pretty awesome.
I just did it just to see what it looked like. But anyway, so yeah, I sell sauces online. What else? I'm here just to listen to, like, you know, how people are marketing their stuff. Maybe something I'm missing, something I can learn from, you know. My partner is a developer. I'm actually an animator and designer. We both work for advertising agencies, so we do everything in-house. So we don't have to do anything. And our platform Shopify, which we found was really strong.
Basically, he's saying no one pitch it.
Yeah. Well, no, this is truth, like, you know. So, and we originally were on WooCommerce, which worked okay, but the problem with WordPress is that if a plugin updates, it's a freaking pain in the ass, and
Yeah.
you have to get a certain server, which is, you know, the overhead jumps up really high. It's forget it. So we're happy, everything works great, it's all responsive, and every month it's growing a little bit. And that's what's up.
That's pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
Alright, cool.
My name is Saitunç. I'm doing purchasing in China. I'm doing consulting here. Just curious, what is the e-commerce? And I'm thinking, what can I learn in here? This one.
Hopefully a lot. Pressure's off to you.
My name is Giancarlo. Currently a teacher looking to get into e-commerce and just meet people and learn from others.
That's pretty awesome.
My name is Nardo. I'm running a food delivery service like Growhub of the Latin markets. And at this point, we're just looking to hire marketing and sales.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright, everybody could pitch you.
I'm Mike Lee. I run a digital agency working with e-commerce clients, helping them
drive more sales online with SEO, paid advertising, conversion optimization, as well as platform development, helping the guys like him fix whatever pain in the ass about the WordPress upgrade, things like that.
So I'm actually looking for you
Yeah.
during this meetup to ask these three guys some pretty crazy questions.
Oh no, it's not like challenging anybody.
It's not challenging. I need to learn. I need to know from experts to know. Like I have no idea what they're talking about. All right.
Hi, call me Justin. I'm a former biotech entrepreneur. I'm learning to code. I'm loving meeting everyone in this community. Thanks.
That's pretty cool. All right.
Hi, I'm Will. I run a small investment group looking to invest in digital assets, e-commerce or otherwise content-based sites, and actually I'm working with Mike here on maybe a future acquisition.
That's pretty cool.
This is Duke. You can find him on Instagram. My name is Tova, and I majored in medical illustration, and now I'm looking for an internship in graphic design.
I'm Anna, your host. I work with Hera Partners as well. I do sales, and I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm always looking to learn in e-commerce myself and anything to do with the technical digital world. So.
Hi, I'm Alexander. I'm a project manager with Bertelsmann, and I run development team for implementations of Magento projects.
That's pretty cool. What's something cool you guys built lately?
We built the ASUS site.
That's pretty cool. All right, next.
I'm Darwin. I'm a PHP developer at Focus Camera, and we'll together here.
All three.
You have to say it, right?
I have to say, yeah, go.
I'm Jonathan. Actually, I actually manage the new egg account at Focus Camera. That's pretty much it.
Pretty cool.
My name's Sloan. I'm another PHP developer at Focus Camera. We run Magento for our live site, and we use Zen Framework as our backend, as our internal website. It's been fun times.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next.
I'm Dina Malkina, and I run a subscription e-commerce company for pet owners. We're the second biggest in the industry after BarkBox. We've shipped 40,000 boxes. And we are currently hiring for 2 marketing roles, one for paid user acquisition and one for content marketing and community management. So if anyone is interested, I have job descriptions with me and you can come find me.
That's pretty cool.
Jennifer Robinson, and so a few things. I am in my last semester of graduate school, getting an MS in interactive media. I freelance as well, so I do content management and community management. And so I'm trying. What I'd like to do ultimately is build a business doing that.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. I'm Roger Thomas. I work for an e-commerce solutions company, marketing, sales, and a blogger.
What do you write in that blog? Obviously, if everybody you met here tonight, I hope.
Well, what am I going to write in the
Yeah.
blog? Well, probably.
There you go. You got David here. You got a couple of these guys here.
Right.
You know, Elon, if you want to shout out, maybe some backlinks. So hopefully you guys talk about that. All right, next.
Hi, my name is Gustavo. I work with Roger. We work for Easy Systems. We have a CMS platform, and he also says we have an e-commerce solutions, specifically like a recommendation engine. We do personalized search, target notification. So just came here to meet people and just learn more about e-commerce.
That's awesome.
Badri Nettur, I'm a co-founder of Eureka, which is a SaaS and cloud platform for testing e-commerce sites. It's the fastest way to build automated cross-browser and cross-platform testing for e-commerce sites. So what you're looking at doing with personalization, we can do targeted content testing and promotion testing with Eureka on the cloud.
That's pretty cool.
Hi, my name is Paola. I'm a social media specialist and I work for a marketing communication agency. I'm also a freelancer.
Pretty cool.
Hi, I'm Courtney, and I work for an interior designer specializing in branding and social media marketing, and I also work as a TV host part-time, and so I do a lot of personal branding as well.
That's pretty cool. Ah, you got these two, now we'll jump back up to all those people, get them to come inside.
Cool, yeah, so my name is Jan, nice to meet you. I work for a company called Nosto. We do personalization for Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce, and we mass deliver personalization, so 10,000 accounts and going up. I'm Matti, I work for the same company as Jan, and I came this morning from Germany, so I've been up from 10 p.m. New York time from yesterday. So I know something about that product, better talk to you. But good to be here.
What if you convince them to come out for drinks later? Shut up. Alright, Ken, you want the last one?
Hi, I'm Ken. I run a company called Archie Jacobson. We're a men's apparel company, and I'm also the organizer for the SEO Academy, which is hosting here, as well as the New York eCommerce.
Is the guy over in the back?
Yeah, hey, you guys want to come do intros and stuff? You want to come over for a minute, or no? Alright, so they're not interested. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let David start. I actually know him from a very, very long time. But I won't do him justice by talking about him. Maybe too many bad times, weird times.
I see everyone drinking beer, but we're all drinking water. Everything okay?
Yeah.
No one be shy. Anyways, I think the best bet is if we all do introductions. We have a very, very unique and a very intelligent crowd. I handpicked everyone here, and the dynamic here is so amazing that I would personally pay to watch this. And that's biased aside. I'm going to ask a couple questions, we're going to hear some input, and afterwards we're going to do a question and answer. I'll do a small little intro, just like everyone else did, and we're going to pass it off to everyone else, and they could do their intros as well. I'm David Markovich. I've been an online consultant for close to 7 years. I've worked with startups, I've built startups, I've helped companies in the Fortune 1000 space, and I've also helped buy cheap dry cleaning.net. So, really successful. So that's a little bit of my background. I know a little bit about everything in the industry. So I hope I can grasp a lot of what the other panels are saying. Elon, you want to take it away?
Sure. My name is Elon. I'm the founder of Tactical, which is a growth marketing and performance marketing agency here in New York, down in Soho. I've been consulting for about 5 years as well. I've worked with clients ranging from Chase and Hugo Boss. Done a lot of startup launches, including companies that you may have heard of, Artsy, which was a popular art startup. Their app was just featured in the keynote in Apple, which we were really excited about. Splash, the event planning company. Meerkat, the video streaming company, Ideally as well. So we specialize in the kind of marketing that generates numbers, performance numbers, ROI, sales, percentages, stuff like that, stuff you can prove on paper. That's SEO, it's SEM, it's email marketing, lead nurturing, content marketing, stuff like that.
I'm Menachem. I'm the founder of a company, JXTGroup. We're a small boutique online advertising agency. We manage online marketing campaigns for e-commerce retailers as well as service providers. We're based out in Jersey, and we've been in business since about 2009. We've seen a lot of growth in managing people's campaigns online.
Me? Take it away, Jonathan.
Sean Eisenberg. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Spark Hospitality Group. I founded the company 7 years ago to advise hospitality companies on raising capital, deal structure, and investor relations. Most recently, as the hospitality industry has changed from you must have a review in New York Times to your online presence and your technology that you use, we have started to advise our clients on what technology to use, how to use SEO. Up until recently, none of the business plans I've ever seen for food and beverage have had a line item for website, nor SEO, nor technology. It was basically open the restaurant, put in a POS system, maybe use OpenTable, and I think now is the time that restaurateurs are realizing that they need to get up to speed with the technology and the web like other categories like retail have done. So we're spending a lot of our time on that.
Sounds good. Since you ended off, I'm going to ask you first. You worked with a lot of clubs, restaurants here in the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some really exclusive ones.
Yep.
Like, what, 1 out of 100 people get in?
Yep.
How would you get into a club like that? This is totally unrelated, but I've been struggling.
You're hopeless. So it's actually funny. It's not only a question that a lot of people ask me, but there have been a lot of websites and now apps that are trying to solve that problem. And at the end of the day, if you want to get into one of the exclusive clubs, there are a few things. One, don't give attitude at the door. Two, wait when the door guy or the bouncer says you're going to wait. Three, dress appropriately. And ironically, nightclubs want almost an even ratio. So don't think you're going to come with one guy and 6 girls and get in. That's actually not good, because they want about a 50-50 ratio in the club. Otherwise, if there's too many girls or too many guys, the club doesn't last as long because there's not interaction. And ironically, top door guys in Manhattan, guess how much you think they make a year? Anyone?
So take a guess. You take a guess.
Like a door guy that works a provocateur.
Take a guess.
A provocateur.
Yeah, you take a guess.
Oh, 50K.
200K?
What?
Including the tips they get in their hands.
So they make money by every night, they get a salary. They also get a cut of all bottle sales, and they get tips in their hand.
Yeah, I always give them 100 grand probably.
Okay, 200 million.
200 million? Not that much.
We're in the wrong business, man.
Yeah.
$400,000.
You lost that showcase.
No, yeah. And you work $400,000 and you work 4 nights a week. From basically 10 to 2.
Let me ask you, what are some things that those doormen could do that would get them fired? Because I feel like there's a lot of room where you're like, wait, is this allowed? Is this not allowed?
So I opened 10 June, which is below the first STK, which is another big client of mine. So the one group that owns the STK brand that just went public is one of my biggest clients. We've raised capital for the STK in Midtown. We brought STK to Atlanta, DC. And we had a doorman at 10 June actually smack a girl, and we had to let him go.
Yeah. So you're saying the reason why I can't get into this club is because I always come with 7 girls?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing
And
that.
by the way, we want our door guys to give attitude because we want it to be exclusive, right? The more exclusive, the more people come. But obviously, there's a line you gotta cross, and that was the line he crossed, and he was immediately out. But some of the best door guys in the city have the biggest attitudes ever, and we pay for that.
That's amazing to know. In regards to marketing, Elon, how would you define influencer marketing?
That's a really good question. So, influencer marketing is one of those like jargon terms that get thrown around a lot, and it just could mean like anything. So, to me, and guys in the nightlife industry can understand this, I mean, well, how does a club fill up its room, right? They use promoters. They use people who have a social circle that allows them to just bring these people in. And so, to me, influencer marketing can be anything that you do where someone else has your audience, right? You're trying to reach a certain kind of person, whatever that is. It's a certain kind of job description, it's a certain demographic, it's a certain mode or whatever they are, mindset, affinity group, whatever it is. Someone's already got this audience. Someone's already got them. If it's a Facebook, if it's an Instagram influencer or a Facebook guy, another company, an event company, a club, it doesn't matter. But someone's got your audience and they already have them in their hands. When you utilize and leverage them and say, listen, we're gonna make a deal. I either pay you outright or I cut you in or we share in this somehow, give me a piece of that action, you're gonna see that audience come to you, because if you belong in that circle, then that influence will come to you. Uber did this a lot in the early days. Yeah, you're nodding your head because he knows Uber. It was like they would partner with anyone who had a cool brand. If it was Blade, the helicopter company, or a guy I know who like had like a custom clothing line. It didn't matter. They were like, you have a cool brand, cool people, you're in. Let's go. The partnership. And
Wait, but what did that partnership consist of?
It could have been anything. It could have been they give a special Uber coupon just for that guy.
Yeah. So
right?
When Uber started, not to interrupt, as you said, they basically would partner with anyone, and they would throw the spaghetti on the wall. And if you were hosting an event like this, they would say, great, we're going to give all of your attendees a coupon code for $25 off a ride to the event. It's good for that night, right? Just for that night. And based on the redemption of that code, if it was a high redemption, they'd go back to you and say, you've got a great following. What more can we do? If it was a low redemption, they said, we'll move on. But I mean, literally anyone could call the office when they were like 4 people in New York and be like, I need a code. And they'd be like, you got it.
Yeah, and to add on to that, they still do a lot of that. They partner with a lot of event places. If you go to like a concert, a
They
club,
still do it, yeah.
especially places where people are drinking, they try to offer you a free ride, take Uber home. This way they get you hooked on.
So do you think Get's model is very similar? Are you guys familiar with a $10 ride? And if any of you guys are running in a taxi in New York City and thinking about taking Uber, I'm nothing against them. But if you do get a Get taxi, it's $10 anywhere in the city.
I think Get and some of these other competitors are trying to compete on price.
Yeah.
I think that Uber has cornered the market on what is cool in this place, which is weird because you wouldn't think of it as being cool, but it sort of is. Like you get a black car to come pick you up rather than a yellow taxi. You don't have to wave it down, it comes to pick you up. They picked up on that. And if you go to Uber's website, there's this whole, like, there's models getting out of like really beautiful cars. And it's so not what real Uber is like. In real life, like you're struggling with your bag. And, hold on, send it on the
Oh, my Ubers are like that.
And that's why you can't get in the club. This
I'm stumbling out of Ubers into the club and the guy 10 June is like,
Okay, so that's how the girl got slapped. So how do you identify an influencer? Let's say you pick up a brand. Who here has a brand that they would like to engage with an influencer?
Hot sauce.
hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Go.
I already do that.
You're a smart man.
I'm sponsoring the New Jersey Taco Festival.
I was gonna say, Hot Dog Festival.
And also the New York Hot Sauce Expo,
Right.
in Greenpoint. And we went down to Texas.
Wait, Aaron, I don't want to cut you off. I'm very curious on Elon and Menachem's response. How he would, if you, let's say he contacted you,
Yeah.
and he said, "I want to find an influencer." How would you go about that?
I would actually take it further. I would go, not just like, let's say you have like these hot dog eating contests. These individual contestants have following, right? You can go, and you probably know this already, but you can go after those guys independently as well. Sometimes it's just grunt work. Sometimes it's just follow a hashtag on Instagram and look who's got a lot of people. There's a I forget what it is. There's a pizza Instagram account that's very popular, and fuck it, why not? Put hot dogs on pizza. That's delicious.
Also
And
groups
Yeah,
are very strong because it's exactly your target audience.
So Jonathan, he finds the influencer. Let's say,
Yeah.
everyone, hundreds of people are sending him emails, tweets, Facebook emails. How would you recommend for him to get like, hey, this is my hot sauce, let's talk? What would you recommend?
So it's interesting, we run the influencer dinner series for reserve.com, which is basically Uber for table reservations. The first few we did failed miserably. We had people with huge social media followings, but we didn't give them direction on what they should post, what they should say, how they should engage with their following. So there's a Twitter out there, the guy's called New York Doorman, good friend of mine, Mike. He tweets about everything in New York, fashion, whatever. He's got 50,000 followers. When he tweeted, there were 19,000 impressions. There were 250 people that engaged with his tweet. Only 8 people signed up. Miserable failure.
Wait, Jonathan. I promise you I want to go back to this point.
Yeah.
My initial point was, let's say he found this guy.
Yeah.
What would be how would he get the initial reaction?
So, to that, you have to incentivize that influencer to then really influence his following. Not just tweet about it, not just Instagram about it, but talk about it, and not in a salesy way, but in as a like, oh my God, I stumbled across this great hot sauce. It's perfect for XYZ. You can only pick it up here, or you can only buy it online. People don't want to be sold on social media. They want to think like their friend is saying, oh my God, check out this club. I was there last night, I met the hottest girl. Or, I found the best pizza in Brooklyn. You gotta go. If it seems salesy to them, they will just ignore it and it won't get engagement. And also what you want is you want that influencer to influence their influencers. It's kind of like one of these those charts where it's circles and lines and circles and lines. If that doesn't happen, it will just end and it won't go anywhere.
So something I found, and this is a trick I used to do when Facebook first came out, and I saw Facebook influencers getting big, and this was before pages, it was just friends.
Yeah.
So something that I do, and I still do it a little bit, but going directly to the influencer, they're like bees and honey, They don't swat anything. So what I would do is I would friend request a lot of their friends that I see engagement with. Like I see people constantly liking their posts. Obviously they're friends with them. I would add them, and then send a friend request and a message to the guy, and they're like, wait, he knows a lot of my people.
sometimes it also takes multiple channels. Like if I try to get press for a client, I'll email the reporter and then he'll ignore it. So I'll tweet at him and he'll ignore that, and I'll Facebook him. What do you get to lose? So influencers, it's a business for them just like anyone else. You just have to have the better offer. They have to believe that this one will work. And sometimes it's just a numbers game.
And influencing marketing is for sure worth it. You guys own it.
If done properly. And I think back to my point, just tweeting or Instagramming about it doesn't work. You have to engage and incentivize the influencer, and then you have to make sure they're engaging their audience in a way that actually gets them excited and gets them talking about it and buying the product, because otherwise everyone just look at it and pass it over.
Right, it should have some kind of call to action, but without actually being salesy, like you said. You want to make it sound exciting and something they'll jump on.
It comes down to the numbers. I've seen so many clients, they're like, well, our Facebook campaign's going great. And then I look at the analytics, I'm like, really? Great? 0.01% conversion is great to you? And they're like, wait, what?
But you have 20,000 followers.
Yeah, they don't know. Like, people let vanity metrics get the better of them. They're like, oh, look at all the followers I have. So? You know how many followers I can buy for $5 on Fiverr.com? Doesn't matter. It's about the engagement, about how many sales you make. The guy who has 800 Instagram followers might be doing better business on Instagram than the guy with 50,000.
Absolutely.
It's like those small shops in the Diamond District. There's like a hole in the wall.
Those guys make billions of dollars.
Yeah, the guy's like, I
It's
met
insane.
this guy who's doing all the jewelry for DMX. His office was like the size of this, and right across the street there was empty, and I couldn't believe how much business.
It's also $75 a square foot there for office space. So it's like,
And I think you also have to be careful on the influencer you pick, right? That influencer has to pair up with the product and be able to have a following that goes with that, and if it's a high-end thing, maybe you don't need an influencer that has 50,000 followers, they only have 1,000. But if it's multi-million-dollar condos and all their followers or their influencers are billionaires, you're good.
You're good. I have a question. So we spoke about Uber a little bit, and this is a question that's been in my mind. Raise your hand if you're familiar with Uber Eats. He's nodding like it's not even like his hands up. He's like, you could just stay still. I would have believed you. So I'm not going to do justice describing Uber Eats, but Jonathan, take away.
So Uber Eats is an interesting concept. Basically, Uber right now is trying to commoditize their amazing technology and infrastructure in anything. They've got Uber Rush, which is delivery. Uber Eats is basically, they send out a menu in the morning, and it's got a ramen burger, it's got this from Sweetwater, it's got this. You place the order, and they use their network to deliver it on the time that you set. And that's basically Uber Eats.
So what do you think, all three of you, Seamless, Grubhub versus Uber Eats? Because this is the Seamless and the Grubhub market.
I think they're very different. They're very different.
Why do you think they're different?
I think they're going after different desires, right? If I order off Seamless, it's because I know I want something from a restaurant and I want a particular thing, and I'm gonna go on the restaurant, I'm gonna reorder my old, my sushi dish from my sushi place that I always get from, and I'm hungry at that moment. If I'm using Uber Eats, it's because I probably want to discover something new. It's probably because I want to find something I never found before. So it's the difference between like if I were to Google something, or if I were to just like go browsing on Pinterest to see what I like.
So you won't say someone, okay, do you believe that people go on Seamless like, I'm hungry, but I want to see what's on Seamless, instead of saying, hey, let's...
I do think people do that, but I don't think it's good. I don't think the experience is very good. I don't trust the reviews necessarily. I end up asking the guy sitting next to me anyway. But Uber Eats, they have enough of a brand that I could trust their judgment, and if they told me these 5 places are great, you should try this burger or this salad or whatever, I'd be like, all right, if you say so. And I think that they have a strong enough brand that they can get away with that.
Free delivery, right?
And is it free delivery?
It's included in the whole price. I don't exactly know who pays, but basically they're cultivating what they think is hot and new, whereas Seamless will sign any restaurant up that's willing to
Seamless
pay.
is about everybody.
Seamless actually charges 14 to 17%. And the average margin for a restaurant is 20%, so they are very expensive. But Seamless will sign up anyone. Uber Eats is going out and cultivating things that they think are new and hip and whatever. Now it's limited because you have to take it as is. And Seamless, you can do whatever you want. So it's very different.
Are you able to, on Uber Eats, can I say, hey, could you give me extra?
Yeah, you can do that, yeah.
Uber Eats is more like they have an editor who's going through and putting this, like picking these places for you.
Yeah, it's like New York Mag or something like that.
So we're talking about a lot of marketing that works and influencer marketing, which is really up and coming. And I want to talk a little bit more about content marketing and SEO. But if I had to tell you two each, what are 2 terrible marketing decisions everybody here could make? Elon, if someone came to him and said ABC, you would be like, that's terrible. What would that be?
Someone who starts a blog without a plan. I think that there's these things that go around the internet. People they read these things like, oh, I gotta start a blog. Really? Why? Like, what's your goal? Why? Is there a reason you're starting a blog? Like, you're just a certain kind of person you're trying to attract. How are you gonna get readers to the blog? Why are they gonna come read your blog? You know, your blog is probably gonna be pretty shitty. And so people do this a lot. They do this because they think they're supposed to, sort of thing. And don't do that. There's no reason why. Like we said, Uber partnered up with random companies to try to grow it. They didn't base it on a blog or anything like that. They did what worked. They checked the numbers and they saw what worked. So to me, that's like the biggest pet peeve of mine when I talk to a new client or I talk to someone I'm trying to give advice to. They're like, well, should I start a blog? If you have to ask,
And what would be your second pet peeve? Do you have one? Something on Fiverr?
Something on Fiverr. There's nothing wrong with Fiverr. Fiverr, if you use it correctly at the right times, you don't trust them with anything.
What about 800 EDU links for $5? No, you don't have one thing where people come to you and you're like, that is a terrible idea. You can get back to you.
Yeah, Fiverr.
Okay, Menachem, go. What are two mistakes if someone came to you and said, this is what I want to do, and if it was legal to kill them?
So in my agency,
I don't know why you would kill someone about their idea.
One of our strong focuses is search marketing and online shopping. So you'd be surprised how many accounts we get access to when we start managing where they just don't set up any tracking whatsoever. And they're just kind of spending money and they have no idea what's happening from it. So that's kind of like my pet peeve is just set it up so you know where your money's going and what you're
No, but I was
seeing
more
from it.
saying marketing idea. Like where someone comes to you and say, this is what I think is going to work. If not, we can come back to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes back to just poor strategy.
Poor strategy.
Like setting up the campaigns without thinking who their customer is and what they're looking to get from it and what their goals are. A lot of that ties back into it.
I don't think there's any one marketing idea that's bad. I think it's execution that's bad.
Yes.
It's so I had a buddy of mine calls me up. He's been running a.
Wait, let's just Jonathan thing.
Sure.
I can listen to you talk all day, I swear. I do. I tap his
Are we
phone.
staying here all night?
We are, go, Jonathan.
Two. One, shotgun marketing. Back in the day, it was billboards and advertisements on telephone, booths. Now it's kind of paid Facebook, right? There's too much content we're all getting every day. That shotgun, untargeted marketing does nothing, okay? It's been proven it's a waste, and it's just a waste of your money and your time. Second is, don't have an ego. I hate to keep on bringing Uber, but they didn't have an ego, right? They said, you want to partner with us? You want to put literally their requirements were, our name must be on the invite. Our name must be on the step and repeat. Our name, literally it fit their brand, and they could drive people to and from. They did it. And look where they are now. They didn't have an ego. I have some clients who are like, I'm not doing that.
That's not on brand.
That's not on brand. Or they need to pay me.
I don't want to interrupt. Jonathan has purchased some of the hotels that you guys wished you stayed in, that I wish I stayed in. He's not talking about the hot dog stand that doesn't let me buy anymore.
Those make good money.
Well, no, okay, you guys want to hear a random fact? Guess how much, those random hot dog shish kebab stands cost?
$289,000 for that guy.
A year, from $200,000 to $500,000 a year they have to pay rent.
Yeah.
For that small spot.
That's for the spots.
Who said it?
Yeah.
Why?
There was a random fact on Reddit. It was 298.
Yeah, that's what it was today I learned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is it today I learned?
Today I learned on Reddit.
Wait, you don't let me read the same things you read?
And wait, let's go farther. Where is the most profitable hot dog cart
Central
in the
Park.
entire city?
Central Park.
Nope.
I would say right across the street from Penn Station.
Nope.
Square?
No.
Nope. In front of the MoMA.
Really?
Really?
Ah.
That hot dog stand is the most profitable hot dog stand in the city.
Really? So these hot dog stands, these shish kebab, they're spending $200,000 to $500K a year to be in that little spot.
So they have to make overhead.
So that's why I'm coming to Jonathan. How much could they possibly make?
A hot dog vendor? A few $100,000 a year.
So then it means they have to make over 200 in some of those
Oh yeah,
spots.
absolutely. You'd be surprised how much $3 and $3 and $3 and $3 and $3 add up. And by the way, except for that permit, their cost is little to nothing. They rent the carts.
Yeah, they keep the hot dogs in their basement.
Hot dogs. So actually, there's one company in the city called One One something. They're the largest distributor of vending cart.
Yeah, there's
food.
actually two, there's like an Indian
There's a
and
few of them,
Italian
but they
family.
literally drop off
Like, head to head
everything.
with that.
And they
It's
buy it in
hilarious.
bulk, that the cost is nothing. So the markup on a hot dog, they probably pay, I would guess, 15 cents for that hot dog. That they're selling for $3.
Wait, and Jonathan, are most of the people that are purchasing people that live in New York, or are they tourists?
Mostly tourists.
Mostly tourists.
Yeah.
Well, New York's known for good hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know for good hot dogs, and they better make that money.
All boiled. That's how the, also the dollar pizza also. They
Okay.
They make 150
So
grand
it's-
average each.
Yeah, as someone who's not from New York, I've never gone into a place where they don't accept a debit card. Why is there always a $10 minimum? My thought is that they put the minimum so that people will buy over the minimum.
So
Is
no,
that real?
that might be part of it, but also credit card companies have like a minimum fee plus a percentage, so it might be like 75 cents plus 2% on them. So they want you to hit a certain number so that it drops below a certain.
Jonathan, is that illegal?
That is illegal.
Yeah.
So you can actually tell them it's illegal, and they have to charge it.
Yeah.
Basically, the credit card processing fees are about 2.3% on average. So little bodegas that have very low margins, that could be their margin on that sale, honestly. So they don't want to lose that margin to the credit card processing company, but it's totally illegal.
If-
So you
okay.
can tell them to go shop.
Yeah, if you say like, okay, so let's wait till the 311 or call Jonathan. I'm gonna give Jonathan's number out. If you ever get into this problem, no, but it is illegal. But at the same, I never even knew this. But to Jonathan's point, their percentage is the 2 to 3%, and it's very unfortunate.
I've offered to like pay an extra $1 or something, and they always say no.
But that's actually what
Yeah.
they want. They want you to then, when you're drunk or when you're desperate, to buy $10 worth of
Give
shit.
me those 6 muffins over there.
And they don't use Malusi's. Who here has been on the website? You're browsing your website, and if you know what this is, don't say it, because I'm trying to understand the crowd. You go to a website, let's say you go to Budweiser.com, you switch to Huffington Post, and instantly you see an advertisement of Budweiser. Who here has seen that? Like you see like, wow, these guys following me? Raise your hand if you know what that's called. You know what it's called?
It's called retargeting.
Yeah. Everyone knows what it's called, retargeting. Now, Elon and Menachem are going to break down the importance of what you guys see. Some of you guys don't know. It's like, you know how many times I go, people are like, what a coincidence. I was just on their website. And now I'm on TechCrunch. And
There's no coincidence.
By the way, I really think Amazon is stalking me because that happens all the time, and I know nothing about this.
You have no idea.
Amazon's the creepiest of the
I once visited a website, I swear to God, they called me. I promise they called me. They had Marketo, and they had my demographic info, and they had my actual personal info, and they called me.
GoDaddy just did that to me today.
You
So
can-
sometimes if you take your mouse and you're scrolling towards the X, that will signal that you're leaving the site, and they'll automatically send an email to you. You want to hear? Who wants to hear? Well, let's hear. Who wants to raise your hand if you want to hear how crazy tracking could be?
Well, David.
That's it. No one cares.
David.
We really share.
David, these guys basically built a system like that.
We do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Do you want to sit?
What's my last name? That's right. That's right. Tracking with websites is so in depth. What you can do with a computer, if you have enough technology, you could turn on someone's webcam while they're browsing your website. It's 100% illegal. But I've seen it happen. The tracking in
He's
depth.
done it.
Seen it happen.
Seen it happen.
Sure.
Cam 4. Whoever laughed, please leave. So, Elon, describe how intense tracking could be. I go to a website, let's say I go to Nestle.com. And they want to go.
It depends. I mean, you guys hear about like big data, right? You guys hear like the word big data coming around. Well, one of the things big data can do is they can aggregate who you are by your affinities, your shopping patterns. So Google, for example, knows they know what you like, they know what you shop for, they know what you visit because you're logged in all the time.
Has any of this information ever got leaked?
I believe so, but not from Google.
Yeah. Who's that guy that read it?
Google, this Google data got leaked?
Somebody's full profile got leaked.
Oh boy.
So not only that, but they actually released it in 2000, I think it was either Google or Yahoo, in about 2004, 2005, they released a whole bunch of search terms for educational purposes, and somebody tracked it, and it was anonymously put together or whatever.
They attached the.
And they put together things, and they were like, "Oh, you're an elderly lady who's recently single, and you have a cat." They targeted down to this one lady who lives in like Wisconsin or something, and
they had to like get a detective.
That was, because of that. That was the reason because of DuckDuckGo.
What? Sorry, say?
DuckDuckGo.
Oh, the security, the private.
That was the reason. If you guys are not familiar, DuckDuckGo.com, you search them on Google. How many search them on Google? If you search through their search engine, they don't really do any of the tracking that we're about to discuss. But between marketers, we never really discussed it to the open. I'm good friends with Sam. He told me I should tell all. And
so like,
friends of
if
mine.
you use Crazy Egg or something like that, you can track heat maps.
Yeah.
You can track what people are clicking. I forget the name of the technology.
I'll give you an example. So for me, one of my websites, we set up mouse flow. The second somebody comes to our website, I can see where they're coming from, their IP. So I can see which location they're coming from, which house, and exactly what they're doing. I can see them typing in their name, their address. I can check what other websites they're on, how long, what they're interested in, whatnot. If you aggregate, from my new perspective, it's extremely creepy. But from overall, it really helps us understand the mind of the user. Back in the day, when you had a Coca-Cola, when you were advertising Coca-Cola, you put a billboard at Times Square. You put a advertisement on the subway. You would sponsor a Yankees game. Somebody bought a Coke. You have no idea where it came from, and you have no idea where they bought it. Now, with Menachem, Elon's, and for sure Jonathan's data, the guy bought the Coke because he saw your ad, he clicked it, then he saw a YouTube commercial with your ad, and he went back and he bought it. So describe, we want to start with Menachem.
So like Google, for example, one of the largest advertising agencies, but they have the ability to track in a lot of different ways. Like you said, if somebody searches for Coca-Cola, they come to your site, now they leave. To touch on what he said before, that's called remarketing by Google, the industry name is retargeting. You're able to basically know that this person came to your site, and as they browse the web, Google has millions of websites in their network, and they'll start displaying ads to that user, and they know that this person looked at this specific product, so they'll start showing that product as well as similar products. And the reason why that's helpful is because most people who come to a website leave without purchasing. So you can bring somebody back who's already familiar with your brand. And so that's remarketing.
Offer discounts.
Right. And you can offer discounts, you can offer different promotions to bring them back. And that's like one way that they track. They do track a ton of different information, like you mentioned, in market segments. They know what you're searching for, what other products you're looking for. They have a lot of demographic information because everybody has a Google account. I think they said they have over 1 billion accounts right now. They're able to track if you search for something on your phone and then you go to your computer later or your tablet later and you finish making a purchase, they know that you switched devices, they know you're the same person, and they provide a lot of that information to advertisers to really help you target, and you can follow that full path. You know exactly how many times the person came to your site, where they came from.
Could you tell if they're girl or guy, how old they are?
They have that for a lot of their user base.
Not to interrupt, but there's an adage in digital marketing that says that if you don't have to pay for a website, you're not the customer, you're the product, right? They're selling you. And so like Facebook, I think, is even creepier. Like, Facebook is so creepy.
If you guys knew, and I've been in Facebook's office, in their data
it's
center.
Insane what they've got going on. They don't even show the marketers what's going on, but they have a thing that I really love to use. I've been using a lot in the past 6 months called lookalike audiences. Anyone ever heard of lookalike audiences? Somebody buys something from you or buys something from your website. Do you know what lookalike audiences are?
She raised her hand.
Oh, I thought you knew something more.
Somebody converts, they buy or they do the action you want them to do, whatever it is. For me, it's often downloading an app these days, so I have a lot of mobile app
Let's
clients.
say I buy his shirt.
Right? They are going to know that I'm going to set a lookalike audience, and I'm going to tell Facebook every time somebody buys from me, I want people who are like that guy to buy too, right? Not his friends, not his people who are just like him. Think about that. Think about what that means.
People who are similar to
Yeah, so that means people who can't get into clubs, who drink too much beer and host events, will be like targeted in that sense. Like they're gonna, like for example with me, I don't say anywhere on my Facebook profile that I'm Jewish, but they know I am. They know I am because they know my friends, they know what groups I like, they know what stuff, they know, what holidays I post on and don't post on, they know what websites I post from, so they infer that I am Jewish, and I get JDate ads. And I don't say I'm Jewish on Facebook. That's how creepy this stuff can get.
And to try it out as an experiment, what you can do is go like something that you don't like and watch all of a sudden how you start
that's
seeing
fun,
ads
yeah.
for that kind of stuff.
What
if you use incognito?
Incognito should protect you as a protector.
I know.
Because of the IP address?
What would you use?
Yeah, if you really, really wanted to protect yourself, you'd have to literally just use Tor. You'd have to use like
Or you could go to
dark
hide,
web.
or
and
you
stuff
could
like
do hide my ass.
that. You could do hide my ass. Even that's not guaranteed.
And bullshit.
It's really
You want to do shady stuff on the internet? Not too shady, but you go to hidemyass.com. It gives you like a.
What's the?
virtual-
There's a plugin you can put into your Chrome that'll tell you what's tracking you.
Ghostery.
I think it's a
Ghostery,
Ghostery. Yeah. So it's a plugin you put on your Chrome, and as you browse the web, you can actually see it'll
You
start
guys should write
flickering.
this down.
It's gonna start flickering about which tools are following you. And some websites, if you go to certain websites, there's like 8. They have heat tracking on you, they have heat mapping on you, they know they have Marketo, which scores you on a lead basis about based on who you are. I had a client once called Market Realist who they're an investment like news website for like investors. They knew who you were, they knew your name. Like, they knew who you actually were. We had one client called Bottega Veneta. You guys know Bottega Veneta, the high-end like women's apparel industry, like purses, like $10,000 purses. They don't sell this stuff online. They can't, right? We would run ads on Vogue or whatever, but you couldn't sell it. They'd sell it at the store. So how do we connect this? What we did was we had the system
Wait,
email.
hang on. Let's
Yeah.
say they go to Ghostery and they see that things are tracking them.
Yeah.
They don't feel comfortable, but they still like to browse or shop on that site. What would you recommend they do?
So you can use Ghostery to actually block all those scripts from running. So first of all, the pages will load much faster.
We shouldn't tell people that.
Doesn't it
If
just
anybody shares this,
We're just only recording it and throwing it out.
Yeah. The other option is go to any hospitality site because hospitality companies are so far behind what these guys are talking about. You're actually lucky if they're tracking how many unique visitors show up. Honestly.
The one group, which is his client, was our client first, and they did not have any idea what was
They
going on.
have the worst website ever. They track nothing. You're lucky if they actually get the, fill in contact here form. It probably goes to an email address of someone that was fired or left the company.
What's going on? It was going the wrong way.
So it's sad, but there's huge opportunity in the hospitality space to get close to the retailers that know so much more about you. We in the hospitality space, we know nothing about you. We don't know what websites you're on. By the way, you make a dinner reservation on Open Table, we know you made a reservation. We don't even know what you spent because that's in the POS and they don't talk to each other.
Done.
So the minute you walk in the restaurant, we know, oh, John walked in with 4 guys. But we don't know if you spent $100 or $4,000 because the POS doesn't talk to the Open Table, which doesn't talk to the website, which doesn't talk to anything.
I thought Open Table, that's how they know, that's how they get the money from the companies, because they pay, it's a subscription.
Open Table charges 2 ways, one subscription and one per reservation. It's $1 per reservation.
I thought it was like.
They have no way of
percentage
knowing
bill.
how much. They have no way of knowing if you even shut up.
Open Table is the most unopened system ever. I mean, I don't know what the technical term is, but literally.
I think it's closed.
Yeah, closed. So, literally, the database that goes in of customers, you don't own. So if you want to get that database out, you have to manually type it. So many of these restaurant companies have interns or low-paying jobs that sit at Open Table all day and type it into their CRM. Because Open Table won't let you dump to a CRM, even an Excel file. So
And
again,
people need reserve.
yeah, again, if you want to be incognito, any hospitality site.
so
basically saying that someone should build a new Open Table.
They are.
We're working on it.
you're actually looking at the human being who's doing that.
Well, not me personally, but Reserve, which is a on-demand concierge system, kind of like Uber for table reservations, actually funded by the guy who funded Uber and Foursquare. Right now it's reservations only. They acquired a company to build a table management system, and the goal is to go after OpenTable. They are not the only company going after OpenTable. There are a lot. The biggest problem is OpenTable is one of the largest marketers to users. So restaurateurs hate OpenTable, but they stay with it because the marketing is worth it. The amount of money that OpenTable makes off restaurants is ridiculous. There's a monthly subscription fee, there's hardware updates, and it's $1 per reservation. That's actually expensive. And if you do those, like, you get extra point deals, have you ever seen those on OpenTable? Like if you dine between whatever, they charge the restaurant $7 for that. So it is crazy.
I know a guy building something called like Bellhop, and they actually have already 2 hotels under it. But the system can basically be exactly the same thing if they try to put you in touch with it.
Yeah, there are a lot. You'd be surprised how many. I'm sitting on a panel tomorrow on technology just in hospitality. Again, we are so far behind because of, you know, the old school restaurateur that had the cash register that rang up and just didn't adopt. And you know, they're so behind. There's so many companies trying to get in there on marketing and operations. There's a lot of money being thrown.
I mean, Jonathan and Ilan, I'm sure you guys have always seen this, like this rumor. I don't know if you believe it's true. You're shopping for a Priceline ticket, and then you leave the site. You come back.
That's a myth. I think that was a
It was
misnomer.
a
That was
big myth.
debunked, but I would not put it past whoever was in charge of marketing at Priceline or whatever to do that. So
Do you want to break it down what it was? Because
the idea was that the myth was that if you kept going back and checking an airline ticket multiple times, it would start just getting more and more expensive on you, which could actually be true. But another myth I heard was that if you went from an Apple computer, they thought you had more money, so they would charge you more money.
No, that's not a myth. In fact, a lot of companies.
I think that was debunked.
Yeah, that was.
No, a lot of companies are actually still doing this now.
They are.
It's
They are
a-
definitely doing
It's a
that.
big thing, which is why you should always, if you don't.
Wait. Let's hear it different than me.
I'm gonna say 10-minute mark, everybody, just to give you a time.
Time to what? To Q&A.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your?
So it's definitely true that, I mean, I don't know about the Mac thing, if that's true.
I think that was definitely what was true was the price going up every time you went back.
Right, but
That's
it's,
for
I mean, it's demographic, just like, you know, with the big
Did you
data
believe in the
and.
Mac switch?
I don't think that was true, and I don't know if it was. I don't know if
Max,
it
it's based on entire location.
that that one. I'm talking. There was a myth that specifically, if you went from an Apple computer, they assumed you had more money.
But it's definitely location based. I mean, pricing is definitely different based on.
Menachem, what's your
location.
thoughts on this?
So I think that as far as device changing, I think there are individual sites that do that, but I don't know how